Sit with me, friend. Let me tell you a story, not just of fortune and madness, but of the ancient forces that shape every life: hunger, risk, defiance, and the terrible price of dreams. There was a boy, though time would soon carve the title man into him with a heavy hand. His name was Roak. He lived in a city of endless lights and endless loneliness. His pockets were empty, his heart battered by broken promises, dead-end jobs, and the quiet humiliation of needing more and having less. Day after day, Roak scrolled the digital streets of advice. Find your passion, they said. Monetize your skills. But to Roak, these words were like offering poetry to a drowning man. He didn't need slow paths. He needed salvation. Now, one evening, as the sun died behind gray towers, his old friend Kevin called him, a voice from better days. "Bro," Kevin said, wild excitement crackling in his voice, "I just made a killing. $155,000. With stocks, margin trading, 10x leverage. It's easy, man. It's so easy." To Roak, the words struck like lightning. He listened, half disbelief, half desperate hope, as Kevin explained Pumpet Exchange, a wild place where fortunes were born and buried in minutes. "You just need capital," Kevin said. "Start with 10 grand. Roak laughed bitterly. He had $500, barely enough to pay the rent he owed. But something stirred in him, something ancient, the reckless courage of men who have nothing left to lose. That night, Roak scraped together his last $500 and opened an account. Kevin tried to offer caution. Start small. Use reasonable leverage. Don't go crazy. But Roak barely heard him. His hunger roared louder than reason. He chose Nvidia, a star burning high in the firmament of tech stocks. Kevin warned, "Bro, it's already up like crazy. You don't buy the peak." But Roak was no longer thinking like a man. He was thinking like a drowning sailor who sees a single rope above the storm. He maxed the leverage, 100x, one wrong tick, and he'd be wiped out. He closed his eyes. He pressed buy. Moments later, not hours, not days, but moments, the screen flashed numbers he could scarcely believe. His $500 had become $71,000. He laughed, a raw, broken sound halfway between joy and madness. He had never seen so much money, not in all his years of working. But fortune, you see, is a cunning mistress. She gives you just enough to believe you are in control before tightening the noose. Roak, high on victory, decided to push again. Tesla was soaring. The company every dreamer loved, every skeptic hated. He threw nearly everything on it. 100x leverage again. Insane. And yet, the gods of chaos smiled once more. By sunrise, Roak was staring at an account balance of $15 million. 15 million. A number so large it felt like a myth, like a story someone else would tell in a bar to strangers who wouldn't believe it. Word spread. His Reddit post exploded. 200,000 upvotes, then 300,000. Memes, worship, envy, disbelief. The full opera of the internet. Then came an email. Crisp, cold, formal. Vertex Financial Holdings. An invitation to interview. They wanted to meet the boy who had cracked the code, who had defied all wisdom and won. And so, Roak, who a week ago had eaten stale bread for dinner, now wore a rented suit, stepping into the marble halls of Wall Street itself. Karen Langston and Mike Donahue, executives so polished they seemed carved from ice, welcomed him like royalty. They smiled the smiles of people who are paid very well to smile. "Roak," Karen said, "your achievements have made waves. We'd like to offer you a position with us, an elite trader. $112,000 monthly salary, bonuses, stock options, full freedom to trade with our capital," Mike added. "And to be clear, we expect results. But judging by your record, that shouldn't be an issue." Roak, sitting there in the vast glass conference room, felt something strange. He had been a beggar. Now he was a king. He accepted without hesitation. His first act as a Vertex trader, he requested a $10 million margin on AMD, and once again, 100x leverage. The veterans on the trading floor whispered and shook their heads. "No one survives that kind of risk," they muttered. "He's going to blow up." But Roak danced with the storm. Within minutes, he closed the trade. $1 billion. $1 billion. Vertex's internal chat exploded with messages. Some cheered, some cursed, some merely stared at the screen, hollow-eyed. The media caught scent of the story. The billion-dollar kid, they called him. But Roak, even with $1 billion to his name, grew restless. He was not interested in safety, in building slow empires. He wanted more. Always more. And so he planned the unthinkable, a $10 billion margin, 1,000 times leverage, betting on GameStop, the meme stock, the ultimate symbol of chaotic rebellion. His colleagues begged him to stop. Karen pleaded, "Roak, you don't need to do this. You're already a legend. Why risk it all?" Roak smiled, that wild, beautiful smile that only a few souls ever wear, and said, "Because legends aren't built by playing it safe. They're built by doing what everyone else is too afraid to even dream." And so, with the world watching, millions of eyes, thousands of screens tuned in, Roak placed the order. His finger hovered over the button. For a brief moment, the trading floor fell silent. The heart of Wall Street itself seemed to hold its breath. He pressed it. What happened next? Well, that's the part you must decide for yourself, my friend. Did he ascend beyond wealth into myth? Or did the abyss, patient and smiling, finally claim its due? One truth remains certain, though. Roak lived as few ever dare. Not cautiously, not carefully, but fully, recklessly, magnificently alive. And in the end, isn't that what every soul secretly longs for? To burn bright, even if only for a moment, rather than flicker dimly forever.